Back with Neil Young this morning from Elixir Energy. Neil, good morning.
Good morning. Always a pleasure, Andrew.
Good to speak, Neil. Daydream 2 updates out from you this morning. The flow testing of the Lorelle Sandstone post-stimulation, that's now been complete. You're pleased with the results. How did it go?
Yeah, no, we're very pleased. Investors will hopefully recall that when we flowed this zone prior to stimulation, it achieved a stabilized rate of 1.3, which was excellent. We stimulated that, we put a plug above it, then we had some operational problems, now completely fixed. We've milled out the plug and we've now flowed it post-stimulation. We achieved a peak rate of 3.5, which is obviously about 3 times higher than the stabilized rate before. We experimented with choke sizes and we got different stabilized rates of 2.1 ranging to 2.5. So we're very pleased with that outcome. It's an effective doubling of the prior rate pre-stimulation. So simple conclusion, the stimulation worked pretty well.
And with production tubing, there is potential here for that rate to be even higher.
Correct. So at this stage of our testing program, this is just through the casing. Our engineers estimate that if we install production tubing, that stabilized rate should increase to 3 million cubic feet per day, which is clearly a pretty decent rate in the location where we are with the high gas prices that we face.
And remind us, Neil, you've got another 5 zones on top of this.
Yeah. So this was from the Lorelle Sandstone, the unexpected free-flowing zone. Above this, we have various tight sandstones and tight coals. We will stimulate 5 of those, but that will still only be 20% of the overall net pay in this very, very thick gas-bearing Permian section. And then we will flow those other zones, not individually, although we're aiming to do some tests on the uppermost coal. We'll flow them collectively and see what we get. And that should be just over a week away that we commence that flow testing. The stimulation part of the process is underway.
So across all these 6 zones, Neil, you're looking for a flow rate 2.5 million cubic feet a day or greater. And you're almost there with this one zone already.
Yeah, correct. I mean, we can obviously make the case that we are there, particularly with the installation of the tubing. But we're really, really keen to see what the upper levels do because they are unconventional. They are extensive over our license, which is large, and other people's licenses. And there's a lot of gas to be produced here. And if it can be commercially produced, and we've obviously passed a milestone that asserts that it can be, then there's an enormous amount of gas here to supply the East Coast gas market, which is short, and also the LNG plants in Gladstone, which are connected by pipeline, which is nearby, and which are also short. So it's a fabulous location. Prices are high. Gas is starting to flow, and we and our neighbors are investing in this area, and that investment is coming good.
And what about potential offtake discussions? Are they also starting to flow?
I mean, we think that offtake as a junior can sometimes be a bit of a cross to bear. These assets will require a lot of money to develop, and if you do a bad deal early, it can stick with you. So we're in no rush to do that. We do have interest, but what we see as our significant challenges is taking forward the discussions that we've been having for a while with very large oil and gas companies who can come in and then they are better placed to determine how to optimize the access to market for the benefit of all. Rather than doing a bad deal early, we'd rather wait and do a good deal later on.
Good to speak, Neil. Thanks for your time.
Thank you.